Receiving the Humanities Institute's 2025 Outstanding Alumni Award. Congratulations.
Thank you. My impulse has always been to start with gratitude. So I want to start by expressing my deepest thanks to John, Elizabeth, Lauren, Billy Joe, Rebecca, Dean Lang, Clarence, the executive and nominating committees at the Humanities Institute, and my colleagues and friends in the philosophy department for supporting my nomination for this award. A special thanks also to my parents, to my sisters, to my friends whose unwavering support has nourished me throughout my career. It is a true honor to receive this recognition, and I'm deeply moved to have my work acknowledged in this way. My immediate thought when John informed me that I could provide some remarks was that this is the resurgence of my academic work that I was waiting for. And then he quickly added, try to keep it under 5 minutes. So I will do that. Even though my heart is very full, I will try to abide by those parameters. So I began my doctoral studies at Penn State with a clear vision for my dissertation. I wanted to explore the lived experience of racial embodiment. From the outset, I had a clear sense of the impact I wanted my work to have in this world. I wanted to better understand my experiences as a racialized subject and to seemingly puncture the world with the undeniable fact of my presence. I wanted to build futures in which I'm not only present in, but I'm actively part of. And I wanted my work to have tangible, material impact on lived and living communities. By the time I completed my studies here, I had laid the foundation for the legacy I hoped to leave behind. As I transitioned into my professional career, my focus became preserving and expanding that legacy. So I got to work. I designed innovative curricula, handbooks, and institutional policies. I advocated for students, junior faculty, staff, and employees at every level. I helped employees navigate workplace challenges, barriers, traumas. I created healthier and more inclusive work environments. I empowered communities to advocate for their needs and secure necessary resources. And I continued this work with dedication until one day someone asked me about the future of my work. I answered in that moment with a kind of eschatological reflection on the end of my work. I declared in that closed Q&A session of that conference that I did not want to do this work. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, I was working now so that the future generation of students, of scholars, of my lineage didn't have to ask the onto-existential questions I did as a graduate student studying philosophy and Sparks, or have to field the questions that still linger in my mind and that many of us are still asking today. How does it feel to be a problem? Can the subaltern speak? Why are all the Black kids sitting together in the cafeteria? Why is it so hard to talk to white people about racism? 2025 marks 10 years since I defended my dissertation. 10 years later, and the ideological mushroom cloud thickens. 10 years later, as we settle into this climate of banned books, targeted lists, censored language, and conceptual disfigurations. 10 years later, as we watch funding being eradicated, programs dismantled, and policies gutted. This isn't the end of the work, of my work that I had imagined. And that's how I know this is not the end of my work. This is not the end. The nature of this work has always been inherently dangerous, and our futures feel even more precarious by the day. But the work persists because it must persist. We must continue. I'm a multi-hyphenated professional, having worn many hats, as Dean Lang has shared with you over the years. And as I stand before you today, I am deeply honored to be recognized not only for my contributions as an educator, but for my efforts in advancing equity and access for all. That recognition in and of itself is a testament to the ongoing relevance of my work, of this work. And I won't sugarcoat it. Reflecting on my journey as a critical philosophy of race scholar and as a DEI practitioner, especially in the face of the disintegration of DEI initiatives and programs, have often felt like watching vital tools turn into artifacts. And they want us to believe that we are powerless. But that's not what I see or what I experience as I reflect on the years I spent here as a student, as I walk these hallowed grounds, and as I look across this room. All around this campus and on campuses nationwide, I am reminded that the work of the humanities, the transformative power of the humanities has always been to preserve the memory, consciousness, and complexities of the present and sedimented social relations, to create conditions and tools we need to survive in these fractured moments of time, and to create intentional archives from the gathered remains of the present, ensuring that the next iteration of this work remains possible. The work undoubtedly looks different today than it did 10 years ago. Then again, innovation has always been dangerous work. But the truth is that work is necessary, and it is work we are all capable of doing. This is not the end of my work. This is only the beginning of my next chapter. As you all hear, you will recognize that this is the beginning of your next chapter. So let's continue building futures we are part of. Thank you.